Um, so like no matter like who comes in and where you're starting, everybody always has this sort of like, oh, I've never done this before. I have no experience. There's no one really around to help me that I can call on because usually our spouses don't really have, tons of marketing or sales experience. If they do, that's an asset. But the thing that I want you to think about is right now at this point in your life, you are the smartest and most experienced and the wisest you've ever been, right? Like when you think about it, all this life experience has come to this one point. So although it's like, holy shit, I've never done this stuff before, and like, this is so far out of my comfort zone, and like, what if I fail? It's like, yeah, I get that, but like, if you're ever to have a shot at this, it's right now at this moment. So I always kind of carry that with me whenever I run into these obstacles, like this bullshit. It's like, okay, it might be over my head, but it's the closest I've ever been to this. So I might as well move into it with at least a little bit of confidence because I made it this far. And realistically, when I first got into Enagic, I got into Enagic because I love sales. I didn't get into it to be an online marketer. That just sort of developed, and I resisted it for a very, very long time. I always felt like I knew that, ever since high school, I remember being in high school and there was like Bodog fights in casinos. And there was like this first online casino thing. And there was a picture of a guy and he's like back like this on this big floaty thing in the middle of his like pool in Vegas or something like that. It was like Bodog on the bottom of the pool. And I remember being like, if I'm ever gonna make it, it's gonna be online. Like I just knew it. I'm like, I'm not the hardest working guy in the world. I'm the person that's like, I'm really lazy, so I want to find the most effective way to do the most amount of work in the shortest amount of time with the highest impact. Right? I just want the highest reward. I'll put in all that effort. But I was like, if I'm ever gonna get super wealthy millionaire, it's gonna be online. So when 30 years old hit and I'm coming out of the oil field, leave Harley, go to the oil field, my, my dream, my plan crashed. And it's so funny because I at that point took the easy road. I was like, hey, like I said, I'm lazy. I want the most amount of money for the least amount of work. So I'm like, I'm gonna go to the oil field. But the thing was, is I didn't have the wisdom yet to understand how to play the game. The fact that you make a lot of money, but if you're in the government system, you're not making a lot of money. You're making the government a lot of money. And so when all this sort of stuff started to shift over, I just sort of fell back on that. Hey, remember in high school, man, it was like grade 10, you knew this was coming. Like you knew at some point in time this was going to come and you're going to have to step up. Well, now's the time. And for a lot of people that do really well in this business, it's an identity change. It's not just because you need money. It's not just because you want to travel and you hate your fucking job. But it's like, I'm not this guy that goes and works in the oil field or going and working in a fucking mine and taking shit from some guy just because he's been there for an extra 8 months longer than you because he has seniority. It's like, no, 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 no. I'm not that dude anymore. I'm past that. I need more. I need to challenge myself. And the best part about Enagic is you get to set the standard for what you want in your life. If you want to challenge yourself to be a dash three in 12 months, you can do that. If you want to just make an extra five or $10,000 a month, you can do that too. But the reason why I love this business so much is because you get that shift, that paradigm shift for people. That's why I do this business and I target between you generally like 28 to about 36. That's like the meat because you're getting close to 30 and you're like, oh shit, or like getting out of your early 30s and mid 30s and like, holy, I'm not discovered as a movie star. I'm not famous, haven't won the lottery. You know what I mean? Didn't make pro football or NHL. Like, holy shit, like I'm gonna have to figure this out on my own. Like no one's coming to save me. And you really see men grow up and like start to really believe in themselves and have that confidence and figure out their vision and plant their flag and build a path and get over all the limiting beliefs and bullshit. And the coolest thing is you see this person develop and then 6 months or a year later, they're helping develop other people. And so you get this ripple effect. And yeah, it's a pretty sweet business to be in. You know, you got to take some risks and chances, but I mean, if you didn't think you were ready, you wouldn't have done it in the first place.
Yeah.
Um,
And there's
so
no risk, no reward, right?
exactly. So yeah, man, you're in really good shape. It's just you gotta set
Well,
your
the fact that
expectations. Was that?
well, the fact that you're saying that you dedicate your time to help me because helping me helps you and is gonna go further down the line like that speaks volume. And I think I don't know what you said. I think you said give me a year, 2 year time, and like my time to you now is like dedicated. Like this is it. This is what I'm going for.
Yeah. 12 to 18 months, man, of like, this is what I do now. Like, I'm working
Yeah,
my mining job so I can keep the roof over my head so I can focus on this. And
yeah,
if you have that mindset, people will follow you because of your belief in your plan. You know,
yeah,
like I said, people are not sitting here going like, man, I could really drop 6K on ionizer right now. Nobody's doing that. They're sitting at their job going, I can't fucking believe I'm sitting at this job or sitting in traffic again at 30 years old or 40 years old. Like, fuck, I need a plan, dude.
yeah,
And like, what's that? Go to school, get a second job. Well, those aren't real awesome plans. So you come along, you're like, oh my God, I just found the thing that's going to change my life. And I am 100% guaranteed focusing on this for the next 1 to 2 years because my goal is to get out of my job and to be free. I don't care what I need to do. I will eat shit. I will walk on glass. I will be free in the next 12 to 24 months. And you tell people that and they go, I don't even know what you're doing, dude, but you sound pretty damn confident. And if you can do it, then I could probably do it. So if you're going to go, I might as well follow you. You know, and that's why a lot of people buy it. So like, oh shit, if I miss out on this, then this guy's going to grow without me. And a lot of people, when they first get into this business, they're like, oh, I made no sales. I made no sales. So, like, no one's going to buy off me. So, I don't want to talk to my friends yet. It's like, no, no, no. Now is the time to do it because you're selling the vision and you're selling the plan. And a lot of your friends are going to want to grow with you. Like, oh, Dan just started. He's not some fucking guru that's going to, be like way above me and like have all this authority. It's like, no, we're starting together. And, a lot of guys like myself included started with a really close friend. You have a little bit of competition, you help each other out. Um, yeah, it's a huge asset. And, ignorance is bliss at the start, When I first got into this business, I thought every point was worth $340, which was the K8. And an Espo was 175 and the Ukon was 40. So while I'm doing all these deals, I'm like, oh, I'm making like $1 million a deal. And like I completely fucked it up. When I was building my business, I got my golden triangle built the right way, build in your 2A or 3A and then again in your 4A and basically maintain control and, 6A, 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 6A2, basically duplicate that down to get your dashes. But I messed up so many times, putting people in the wrong places, putting Ukons in the wrong places, not counting my sales the right way. Like, so even though you're new at this, and you're learning so much, you're still gonna screw up things down the road. That's where I come in and hopefully I can help you prevent those mistakes. But just being honest with yourself and like, dude, you're, you know, halfway through your life, you're just starting a new thing. It's gonna take you probably a month to get acquainted with everything, get your balance, and then probably 3 to 6 months of testing. Because not only like lucky for you, you got an ad. I just know it's gonna work. But you're going to want to try new ads. You want to, you yourself are going to develop. So your brand's going to change. You start building a team, which means you're going to have different responsibilities. Because right now you're just focused on you and your sales and your rank ups and whatever. But down the road, it's not about you anymore. It's about your team, right? If I can support my team and they're all doing 1% of the work and my 1% doesn't really matter that much. I'd rather have, 100% of all their efforts than 100% of my own. And that's the beauty of this business and being able to buy yourself in and build this crazy leverage. So yeah, at this point right now, your goal is just figure out your vision, what it is you want, basically talk the way that you're talking there. Um,
yeah.
and
I actually wrote one down. I
beauty this
came up
year.
with a vision, and
This year.
it's on my other phone. Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Just a draft. It's just a draft, I would say. But I was at work. I was doing what I do, and I was like, "What the fuck do I want in my life?" Right? Um, let me know what you think. So basically, is to become financially independent, to work on my own terms, not to have to worry about a job, being on time, listening to upper management, listening to my boss, and not have to listen to what my boss tells me. Become my own boss, make my own hours, set my own schedule, be able to do as I want when I want. Time freedom equals life freedom. Do as I see fit, stay positive, stay true, be more of a father who is around, involved in their extracurricular activities and programs, and then to become an inspiration for my kids and family and leave behind a legacy and be the first millionaire in our family. Drive, ambition, and a will to succeed.
Yeah,
That
man.
was but
I'd move that from draft to publish pretty quick. That's yeah, spot on, man. You nailed basically everything there, right? Um, it was nice, like I can tell you have a lot of belief and faith in yourself, right? Because it's not just about possessions, it's about development and
yeah,
like
that's right.
who you want to be as a person, like developing your character. That's awesome. Yeah, man. That was great. I gotta say, you're definitely off to a great start.
Thanks, man.